Hey guys, this is going to be our first multiplayer grinding episode thing where like Wander wants to do multiplayer stuff here and there, and also I had a particular goal where I wanted this one armor set, and I'm like, well, that requires fighting the same enemy a few times until I get the right stuff. And I'm like, let's just do a thing. So this episode's going to be me grinding for that set basically and hanging out with another person, and if you want that, here it is. I'm probably gonna put it out as like a single standalone episode thing, so if you skip this episode, then we'll be picking up right after this with no story progression happening in this episode, but just me getting resources basically. Probably will happen periodically throughout the series, based on what I've heard of Monster Hunter, but I don't know. No predictions.
I actually fondly remember having trouble in Pokemon. I think one of my favorite memories was the second game, Ghost Gym. They wiped out all of my Pokemon, and I got into a struggle fight with a Gengar using my Togepi that I just hatched, and I won, and I was like, yes! And nowadays I'm like, I guess I'll play the latest Pokemon. Oh look, I one-shot everything. I waltzed to the Elite Four and back again with one Pokemon. All the other ones are just there, soaking up EXP, because they all do now.
I sometimes feel like... Was it... I lost track of what I was gonna say. Completely.
I dropped you in a camp you probably have never been to before.
I think I picked it. It gave me a drop-down menu.
Oh, yeah, I think you can pick where you go.
I picked the very last one because I hadn't seen it before.
Yep, it's the Ancient Forest Camp. It's really helpful if you're hunting the Rathalos or the Tobi-Kadachi specifically, because they both tend to be in the upper areas. Or Raytheon, actually, if you want to steal some eggs.
I spent an exceptionally long time running in circles trying to recruit the first cat because I couldn't figure out how to get to it, because clearly the jump to get to it was impossible. And then I finally tried the jump again, and you like magnetize to it, and I'm like, what?
I found the Tobi-Kadachi, by the way, if you want to come help. I have never used this weapon, so this will be interesting.
I just got finished crawling on my belly through a passage only to immediately have the scout fly say, we found it, go the opposite way. I'm like, oh.
Yep, that's normal. So what weapon do you usually use? Looks like Insect Glaive?
Yeah.
People really like that, and I would like it too, but since I'm always playing with other people, I can never get a good, like, I can never aim for any of the parts, so the booster is kind of useless for me.
Gotta remind myself that falling doesn't hurt.
I have been enjoying that so much.
So I found out that you can actually use the bug mid-combo.
Oh, really?
So you'll just
cool.
do attacks, and then you hit right trigger as an attack, like as if you're chaining into your combo, and you'll just launch the bug, and it'll take a element, and then you can retrieve it whenever you want. You can actually get a fair bit I usually have a fair number of the elements done. Why did I hit that pig? My poor weapon is so not sharp.
Okay. So you've already fought the Tobi-Kadachi, right?
Yeah, I did the story mission. That's why I was so frustrated. I'm like, I've already fought it before, why can't I fight it again? I was trying to find it.
Sometimes he shows up as an optional mission that you can go fight him in. I don't really remember. I mostly was just like, hey, audience member that's played more of this than me, just pick a random investigation, and we'll just go have a party. And we did.
Yeah, so for example, I haven't aimed yet, and I already have the white and red buffs on me. Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I will have to keep that in mind, because I used it. The other problem is, since I play with other people, they constantly will knock me out of rodeo mode, which gets kind of cumbersome when it comes to, like, you know, I'm on top of them and then they fire like an explosive, and I'm just like, well, I'm sailing through the air and this is pointless. Let's see. So do you generally only use the Insect Glaive, or have you tried other things?
I haven't really had time to use anything else yet.
Understandable. I've been... Part of the reason why I'm poor is because I'm like, I'm gonna try every weapon.
For me, I'm just trying to figure out the game enough that trying to use other weapons feels like it'd be a bit much. trying to figure out the progression systems and how to take... Like, I haven't even taken down the first zone's big bad yet, so it's kind of early to be massively experimenting with weapon types on top of that.
He's not even the big bad. The Rathalos is most definitely the big bad. The Anjanath is just kind of the boogeyman.
It's the thing that's that's at least introduced from the beginning.
True.
Like, what is it? Mega Man X, like, Slug isn't the, or whatever, is it Slug? Isn't like the final boss or anything, but he's the first, like, thing that you encounter.
Oh.
That he's like, this is the thing that's better than you.
It's not Slug, it's... Jeez, why don't I remember his name?
Yeah, I can't remember either.
It was like some kind of vaguely sinister name, and you're like, yep, that's a bad guy.
Yeah, early unstoppable force thing.
I was really disappointed you couldn't kill him, because we got good enough at fighting him that we didn't take damage. And so eventually he just hits you with the paralyzing thing anyway, and you're like, come on. I had this. Then Zero saves your ass, and you're like...
really get a kick out of this guy's design, because he's like a flying squirrel.
Yeah, he's a lightning lizard flying squirrel creature. I kind of wish he did more like flying attacks, because there's a couple other enemies with similar models to him. And they start to kind of feel similar, and it's like, oh, but he can fly. Why doesn't he fly?
It's interesting trying to, once you see a weird thing come out of their body, it's interesting trying to track down where it came from. Like,
like the parts?
Like you can sort of start to see the outline of his webbing once you know that it's there.
Yeah.
Or like or when you realize the Anjanath has like wings and you're like, what?
Yeah, like the weird back things. Those are real vulnerable if you can hit them.
Or when the Anjanath reveals its nose thing, and I'm like, where'd that come from?
Also real vulnerable. I like to hit things with hammers in this game. I think that kind of took over as my favorite weapon, because it's so, it's just so punchy. Greatsword actually seems to be doing pretty well, it's just not as mobile. Oop. There we go. Yeah, punchy.
Oh, Jesus.
3. There we go.
The air combos are so satisfying for the glaive, just because you can keep bouncing around without touching the ground.
Yeah. A couple of my fans specifically swear by it, and it's fun to see them sailing around. I like the hammer because you can charge up the attack, and depending on like how you hit the enemy, different things happen. So like specifically, I'm very fond of sliding into a hammer combo because you will flip through the air, end over end, and if you can like hit them in the face, they just die, or you know, they just get pummeled to the ground, which is really effective against flying units and parts. Oh, yep. Ow.
I have to try so many times to activate the quick menu sometimes.
Oh. I actually don't bother with the quick menu. It was too fiddly for me.
They made the baffling choice of it not being like let go of the L1, but instead like snap the joystick. What really throws me off is when I'm trying to do a specific combo and then I realize my weapon's put away because they decided to put my weapon away.
You can disable that, by the way.
No,
so
it's
you
already
don't
disabled
automatically...
and it still happens.
Weird.
Like at moments of getting knocked over, or like if you rodeo, you dismount without your weapon, even though like of course you want your weapon. That's like the primary, like you have a time limit to attack your enemy time. It's weird.
What are you doing? Oh, hold on. Don't do anything. Don't hit him.
Are you trying to capture him?
Have you learned how to cap stuff yet?
Yeah, I did the capture mission.
Okay. Because generally you just always want to capture.
I've captured Kula, you, whatever, and Baroth, I think.
Okay. Ooh. He was going for a nap.
Well, now he's going for
I don't actually know if you have
nap.
to trank him in the face. Yep. There we go. I kind of staunchly just refused to figure out how to cap things for a while. Because, partly because usually somebody else would do it for me, and now I'm just like, oh wait, no, I should probably start doing this. I'm not like just a complete leech.
Yeah, I pretty much just hopped in and did the mission, which which opens with a tutorial and them giving you every item that you need to capture people.
Yeah. I was staying away for optional quests mainly because there weren't any for a while, and so I just kind of assumed that optional quests were kind of like were given to you by like NPCs or something. And one day I'm just like, hey, like, let's see if we have any optional quests that I've missed. And I open the log up and it's just like, that's about 20. That's a problem. Which would explain why my farm is garbage.
Where they reduce your number, they reduce your reward in direct proportion to how many party members you have.
And that is why I am poor. Because if you're running around with 4 people at all times... Oh, did you go back to town?
Do you not control that?
You can. By clicking in the right stick, you can either go back to camp or go back into town. Either is fine. It's just if you go back to the camp, you can queue up another like hunt like that, and it's much faster. Okay, well, I'll just head back to town. It's fine. I got some bounties to turn in anyway.
When I was talking about you controlling it, I meant more that I was confused that you didn't control it, as in like the host or something. Oh, I did go back to camp.
Oh, no, it's individual. Oh, well, I guess you just load much faster than I do. Whoopsie.
I was just waiting for it to load, and I'm like, is it... I actually don't know which way I'm gonna go. Wait, did I load faster?
No, I assumed you'd gone back to town. I loaded in, wandered around for a while, and I'm like, well, I guess he's not coming. I guess I'll head back to Astera. And then you show up as I'm flying off.
Do you have like a pro?
Bye. No.
Huh.
It might just be my internet, or I'm host. It's probably because I'm host, honestly. Oh, it's okay. I have to turn things in anyway. Bounties are super important.
I have noticed the game has like slow loading times. Just generally.
Yeah, they're kind of sluggish.
I've been caught off guard by how much loading you do when you don't leave the zone in particular.
Yeah, like from camp to camp and stuff.
Or just,
I'm just glad
like I killed a guy and now it's going to force you to go back to camp in the same town, in the same zone, but it's going to load for like a minute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just glad that they don't have loading screens between areas anymore. That got really frustrating. In like every previous Monster Hunter, it's like, hey, it knocked me between zones because I was right next to the exit portal. Guess I'll go back. And then you get knocked back through again and you just get mad.
Are you saying like the monsters would knock you into the zone loading screen?
Yeah, because if you look at the map, each like zone like ancient forest is broken up into what, 14 different parts, and so monsters could, well, I guess not monsters could, but like on the handheld versions, there were, zone transitions, loading screens that you had to do whenever you moved between them, and there would just be kind of like a empty space that you'd walk through and bring you to the next area. And monsters would frequently kind of like move over to fight near them, because like if you catch them by surprise or just whatever, and then they would just knock you straight through, and it got really frustrating. Let's see, do you need to do another Tobi-Kadachi? I assume you do.
I'd have to check. But I think I just realized that I don't think you're in it.
Different session?
No, I don't think you're audible.
Oh. You're not recording me? You don't have the setup?
Oh, shit. I didn't check. Why would it...
Well, if you want, I can send you my footage.
Don't do this to me. Why would you randomly change? Man, I haven't recorded group stuff for a while.
Yeah. It's been busy. Holidays, me going on vacation, us not having like an immediate co-op series to do.
We can do that, yeah. What do you have playback device set to again on TeamSpeak?
let's see.
Oh, what probably happened is that my setup for capturing console games probably doesn't feature a channel for capturing TeamSpeak in the first place.
And that was back when we were all using the Elgato. Actually, I don't think you even had an Elgato at the time. I think you had something else.
There we go. I think I fixed it.
Okay.
That was just a weird thing to realize. I'm like, yeah, this is not working.
Yep.
That's important.
Not a fun surprise.
I need a better fix for some way to mix game audio and TeamSpeak in some way into headphones, like some sort of wiring setup.
Oh yeah, I'm just listening to random music while I play Monster Hunter. Luckily, there aren't generally a whole lot of audio cues you need to worry about.
Not hearing the game feels weird, but also hearing different one thing per ear feels worse.
Oh, yeah, that is worse. There is the Elgato. There's like an Elgato like sound line thing that you can do, so you can like loop it through TeamSpeak or loop TeamSpeak. I don't know. I've never messed with it because I don't care too much about game audio.
Those Tobi-Kadachi hips.
Oh, you're looking at the armor set?
Yeah.
I don't think I actually made the... Oh, right. Yeah, I never made the Tobi-Kadachi set. Actually, am I recording? Okay, now I'm recording. Yeah, I never made the Tobi-Kadachi set because I was like, oh, it's Bloodborne. And I laughed at it, and then I went off to go do other things.
Wait, it's Bloodborne?
The hat.
Oh yeah, it does have that hat. I hadn't previewed that yet. I made the leggings first, and oh wow, this looks like it's made for a female model, just in general.
Yep.
The hips and the breastplate.
Yep. If you actually move over to the left, so like instead of looking at the individual pieces, you can actually select the Kadachi set as a whole and preview it. Somebody like told me that early on. I'm like, oh, that's neat, and then I never looked at it. And then it turned out to actually be really, really useful. Because there's a lot of armor sets in the game. Because once you get up to high rank, there's 2 armor sets per monster. And/or metal. And it's just like, there's a lot here.
So that run gave me enough to make 4 pieces of the set.
Okay, so just one more then.
I need 2 pelts, 1 electrode, and 2 wingdrake hides.
Okay.
And what stands out to me is that, well, the electrode was part of the helm, so I have had that before.
Yeah, electrode's easy. I don't know where to get the wingdrake hide from.
Yeah, wingdrake hide was not part of the other pieces, so I have not had any pieces of it yet.
I'll look it up.
So whatever we did didn't lead to that, I guess.
Wingdrake hide.
It's probably like a body part specific attack or something.
Okay, wingdrake hide. You know those birds that were like flying around when you first met Baroth?
Yeah.
Yeah, those.
Oh, so you don't get it from the actual enemy?
Nope. Sometimes you have to go fight a different enemy for like minor parts.
So can you see each other in the lobby?
Yes and no. So if you actually go to one of the elevators and take the lift to the gathering hub, which I can't for some reason. I'm not. Oh, it's because I've started a quest. Let's just leave quest.
You got to see how stupid this is. My whole costume is so elegant and beautiful, and then I've basically got like this column rejointing looking chess piece.
Oh yeah, the Baroth chess piece looks goofy.
I'm cosplaying as like a chemical in a class play. But then the rest of me is
the whole
majestic.
Baroth set, but it's not. I think I got the legs because they made me resistant to stuns, but that was about it.
I was all about it because it was like one of my first chances to spike up my defense.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, do you use armor spheres at all, or no? Not really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially I try to get everything, the first levels where it doesn't have diminishing returns yet, and then I buy the additional levels afterwards if I am still using that same equipment.
Yep. You look really goofy.
Yes. I do.
You look like you're like, okay, so I need some more defense. What do we do? Let's just slap rocks to my chest, and that'll help.
Yeah, it worked for Dark Souls. Who needs all this armor and clothing when I could wear this stone set? I'll just wear an actual statue on my body, and then no one can hurt me. Also, we're getting a lot of comments about our characters being similar when I started my series.
Oh, like our faces? Actually, fun fact, your helmet does not hide your face underneath it, so if you've got like a full helm, you still have a face underneath there. I didn't realize this until my character looked up, but my character's beard sticks out through his like neck piece, which is really funny looking. Let me see, head armor, show height. Do they? Huh. Kind of wish there was a way to zoom in.
I've been zooming in by jamming my camera into the bar.
Yeah, it kind of works. I think my character looks like the older, dunner version of your character.
There's a thing where, I mean, this is the same audience that claimed that somebody in my TI stream sounded exactly like Birdcatcher, so they're dubious. They're dubious sources of information. We
chose the same beard, the same makeup, and then everything else is different.
Yeah, it's really not a very big number of similarities.
Yeah,
completely different face, and all the colors. I used all three secondary colors on my face.
I'm putting this cool helmet back on. All right, I've got a quest set up if you want to.
I actually go out of my way not to hide my face, but that works with this helm.
Oh, see, I really like the outfits in this game. When they're like full cowl or like, you know, super armory looking.
I made my dude look so happy.
I was like, I want a character that looks like he was forced to do this and doesn't want to be here.
As a cry for help.
Yes. I was also trying to go like rather quickly because I knew people were going to complain about it. And then people complained about it anyway.
Yeah. That's why I always put it up as like a standalone video, part 0.
I probably should.
Whenever there's like extensive character creators.
I just knew the first hour of this game was going to be slow as shit and like not with no gameplay anyway. So it's just like,
it took me like 2 hours to get to a monster hunt.
I know, it was weird. I had like audience members who already had the game. By the way, you can accept quests from here, so you don't need to leave. Just come here and talk to this lady.
Oh, there she is.
Yep.
Hello.
But yeah, I just kind of accepted that it was going to be a slow start, and I'm like, people can deal with it. Anybody that doesn't get that this is going to be a slow start probably isn't a Monster Hunter fan. And probably might not stick around anyway.
That's part of the thing, though, is a lot of the viewers right now are people who themselves have also not been playing Monster Hunter games before and are looking at this as an entry point, which is also what its reboot is supposed to be.
Yeah, I've got a solid mix of both. I have a lot of... Wow. I've been putting out 2 episodes a day, and a couple of people have mentioned that that's not enough and they want 3 episodes a day, and I'm like, you people, I mean... On one hand, I appreciate. On the other hand, like...
It's an unreasonable amount of stuff.
Can't do that. I'm putting out like an hour and a half a day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the handheld ones. I actually want to say getting to your first, like, real monster hunt took even longer. Because, like, in Monster Hunter Tri, the one that I remember took almost, like, 3 hours to get to the Great Jagia, because you went out on like multiple hunts to teach you how to go gather plants and make potions and skin like an herbivore, and by the way, go kill 10 herbivores and then go kill 10 of the mini raptors.
Can you tell me if
you're done with that?
Can you tell me if my guild card thing worked?
Yeah, it did.
No, I mean no, I just did.
Oh, just now. Let me check.
Let's see if that looks like what I think it looks like.
Let's see. I don't have any receive. Is there a way to check? Guild card list. Wait, you did not name yourself. Renko. Yep, that did what you think it did.
I was like, he'll know what I mean if it worked.
That 3D model does not look so great close up. It looks real cute from a distance, but then you get...
Yeah, I found out you can save the camera angle that you manually edit. And there's a pose where the cat is posed in front of the camera and your character's in the background, and you can zoom in more.
Oh boy. I haven't bothered with that at all. I should probably send you an invite to the guild, even though you probably don't care.
It makes it so I don't have to ask permission to join your games.
Yes. There we go.
You
okay.
have to sit here in a static menu. You're not allowed to leave if you want to be ready for departure.
Yep. It's kind of dumb. I just wish I could, like, take a little box, be like, take me whenever. I'm fine. I'll pay the consequences.
I look at a lot of Japanese multiplayer games, and I'm like, Halo 2 figured this out, like, 14 years ago, right?
Yeah, well, online gaming was not super popular in Japan at all for
but this franchise,
a long time.
Though?
Even for this franchise,
this is like the 5th iteration, right?
They didn't add proper online multiplayer until Try, and then even then it was kind of super awkward. Like, I don't even remember it being functional. And then
it's weird to think about. Like, for me, I'm thinking, like, what was the news that they sold 5 million copies over the first weekend or something? Was that it?
2 million alone in Japan.
Jesus.
I think, and that was physical.
Yeah.
So they didn't even have, like, a tabulation for digital
yet.
Like,
they sold an impossible number of copies. Like, imagine how playable this game would be if they just went like, oh yeah, you want to matchmake for this mission? Sure. And you just find people in the world playing that mission because there's so many people in the world that is the thing you can do. But instead it's like, go to a random lobby of 16 people and manually queue up for things. And it's like, I don't...
quite so bad. What you can do is you can, when selecting join, you can actually join people's SOSs. So specifically, when I'm not around and you say, whoops, you say want to go hunt more Tobi-Kadachis or whatever, you could actually... I'm an idiot. Alright, whatever. If you wanted to, you could actually say... you could actually go to join SOS Tobi-Kadachi. Whoops. And, I've never used one of these before. This is going to be bad. You could say, join anybody that's SOS for a Tobi-Kadachi, and you'll get the full rewards for it. I might have to... Okay.
I find myself confused by the 16-player lobby and, like, what its goal is the thing. Like, you get thrown into a 16-player lobby, and, like... My practical experience so far has been that most of the time I can't join anyone's missions because there's level requirements for every single mission. But then also nobody, even if I put out a message, I've never gotten anyone to join my missions voluntarily in advance. And then there's the weird thing where, like, they're not even there to make the town feel populated because you can't see anybody. I'm like, I don't know what this accomplishes. I'm just trying to analyze it mechanically.
I think it works better if you're, like, trying to work with, like, a couple of friends. As opposed to anything else. Because, like, in my cases, I've been working with fans. And usually, we'll have, like, 8 people hanging out in the lobby, and 6 of them might be, like, vying to get in. And then it just kind of peters down to the group that I'm actually playing with. Okay.
That was not how you ride a monster. Ow.
I've never used this bow before. This will be fun. I love the weapon variety. Every one of them feels different.
I was really blown away by the idea that, like, some of these weapons have entire systems dedicated to just that weapon. Like, this being one of the prime examples is like, oh yeah, there's a whole bug system dedicated to your one glaive weapon for some reason that never shows up anywhere in the game. You have dedicated bug upgrades, and you raise your bugs and get different bug features for your bugs to get your 3-part buffs during combat, and I'm like, this isn't a standard part of the game? This is just me? What? Did it sound, without changing weapons, you would just assume like that's just something everyone does. Like they have their wrist bug and they level it up. But
Nope.
somehow it's
I didn't even know you could level up the wrist bug.
Yeah.
Like I found that out and I'm like, holy shit, this is actually really cool.
And so like when I get bored with this one, I can look into some overcomplicated other system about like weapon vials or something, and just like play a different game. Kind
Charge
of.
Axe is pretty good.
Do you have a favorite weapon design before you actually tried them and learned whether you actually like playing them or not?
I really liked the idea of the Switch Axe.
Yes.
And because the Switch Axe is awesome. It's
You're
just
talking
like,
about
okay,
the sword and shield axe, right?
No, that's the Charge Blade.
Oh, the charge blade then was the one where I'm like, this is the best idea.
It is really cool. It's a little fiddly.
Ow.
Which I think was one of my issues with it.
Yeah,
Sometimes I like
it was the first moveset I tried, and I was like, I can't figure out how to handle this.
It's actually pretty good once you get used to it, because effectively you kind of have the choice between, do I want to hit something real hard right now or use like faster, quick attacks? It's just sometimes the thing gets cranky at you and it's like, no, I need you to use the slow mode now because reasons. Yeah. And that's when I get kind of grumpy at it because I'm like, but I don't want to use the slow mode right now.
It was my first introduction to how clunky and weird it is to like figure out the movement in Monster Hunter. So when I switched directly from that to the glaive in the training room, I'm like, oh my goodness, look how fast I'm moving all of a sudden. Which like just hyper exaggerated the difference for me. Ow.
There we go.
This is like the Dark Souls 3 dancer of
he is.
Just monster bosses.
Yeah. Just wait until we get to you, because you'll probably, you're fighting everything.
I'm just
alone
looking
the
at
first
that
time around.
style and squirrel tail, and I'm like, look at that! Look, it's like the.
Oh yeah.
I'm just thinking of the, like the tassels or whatever I'd have hanging behind my character when I was wearing the set.
So there's a monster later on called the Odogaron, which we call Blood Puppy because I don't know reasons. It is so fast, like even compared to this, it's just like zipping all over the place and like leaping off walls. Similar moveset, and first time I tried fighting it, I just like died in a couple seconds. I'm like, this, oh boy. I'm more of a fan of the big slow monsters like, you know, Baroth and Radaban.
This guy is making us work for it right now.
He really is. He can't
stay
decide
on.
who he wants to fight, so he's just fighting both.
I thought he was running away earlier, so I was like, oh, time to heal and use a whetstone, and then he ran back up and attacked me the moment I was done with the whetstone with perfect timing.
Ooh, gotta use that more often.
I don't think he likes what I'm doing right now.
I have a mode on this called the Dragon Piercer. Ah, shoot. I effectively have to get a bead on them for several seconds, and then damage. Holy shit. I can just use this forever, can't I? Oh my god.
The firecrackers you're firing around?
They're not okay.
Is that the enemy that's supposed to give us the wyvern stuff?
Yeah, I'll see if I can shoot a couple down.
Ow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Saw that one coming.
I will... Well, he's pissed off by my sheer existence. Yeah. Nope.
I got the Visor... Ow. Good thing I got Vigor Wasp, or I would have been dead.
Oh yeah. Vigor Wasp... So when playing multiplayer, you don't get your Palico, which sucks. Like, any more than 2.
You mean in, like, full player?
Yeah, so if you've got, like, 3
I guess that's technically true.
Yeah, so if you've got, like, 3 or 4 people, it's just like, oh, by the way, no healing. You're on your own for that. And it's like, oh, but I really like my Palico to just randomly deliver HP.
I think I learned the hard way that that your multiplayer friends can like actually ruin your chances of success.
Yeah.
I was fighting Anjanath, and out of nowhere it failed, and I realized that I think what happened is that I think my co-op partner died.
Oh, yes. I was doing a fight. It was an Anjanath, a Puki Puki, and I think
Puki Puki. Oh. Poor guy.
I don't know. Well, you fought Barfbat, right?
Yeah, but no, I just mean you changed the name from Puke Puke to Pukey Pukey. I'm like, oh,
Well, so that's
poor guy.
That's the thing. The commander and the helper lady both call him different things, and so eventually I just settled on Pukey Pukey, which is completely wrong.
Because they didn't standardize the pronunciation amongst the voice actors.
Because this is one of those where they just farmed a bunch of like popular. They just farmed a bunch of like popular voice actors. What's his face?
Like Matt Mercer and Matt Mercer
Yeah, Matt
and
Mercer.
Matt Mercer.
Yeah.
And Matt Mercer.
Seriously,
What if we added Matt Mercer?
I mean, his good voice. He's just the every voice now. Like
He's the every voice. I mean,
He
somebody
really
had to
is.
somebody had to dethrone Nolan North by being basically Nolan North. All 3 buffs. Oh, and then I miss.
So, question: when it works, does it light up all 3?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have 3
That was a
different. I
confusion
have
of
3
mine.
diamonds that each are lit up with a separate symbol color. With there being 4 colors total, but green's not a buff; it's just a heal. Which means I have a self-heal built into my attack weapon, which is weird.
It's really helpful. I mean, Hammer does that. A couple of things do that, actually. It's great.
I'm always worried that I'm missing boss parts because stuff can fall off.
Yeah, well, if
then
you
be
capture them,
physically in the
usually you'll
environment.
get what you need. Oh, wait, he's capturable.
Yeah, he is.
Let's see. Luckily, they're slow when they're limping, or at least this guy is. There's a couple of them that just zip off, and you're like, oh, I have to hunt you down.
There's some where I don't notice they're limping, and then they just collapse. I'm like, oh, I beat him. Huh.
It varies. Ah, shit. Well, wait. Can I just destroy the shock trap? Can I pick it back up?
I think we might be able to
That's
hit
a
him
waste.
once.
Unfortunately, I've lost my shock trap, so we're gonna have to kill him unless you have one.
Let's find out. I probably put it away
Yeah.
because of inventory size problems.
I figured I could put it down faster than I did, and then I didn't.
Yeah, I don't have the parts to make one either.
I guess actually, I'm just gonna go grab another one.
Big fan of the auto crafting feature.
Yes. Yes.
Like, you want to automatically make this whenever you get the parts for it? Here you go.
I've just turned on auto crafting for everything, and I'm like slowly just maxing out everything.
I think some of
but
those
ammo.
are mutually exclusive, though. There's items that have the same ingredients.
But like eventually, you've just collected enough of one that it'll max out, and then the other will start filling out.
He's doing a sleepy. Ooh. He dropped a
Here,
scale.
I got another trap, so I'll be right back. Don't kill
But
him.
just fast travel to me. That's a feature in this game.
I really wish I could. Actually, that'd be nice. Like if one player wasn't in combat, if you could just like zip over to them using the wing drake.
Did I wake him up or just sit here and wait?
You could probably just wake him up.
Stop healing. As I knock him on the shoulder once in his most
Yeah,
defensive
I guess
spot.
if you hit him a couple of times and just kind of dodge,
shit.
he won't heal. He's a lot farther away than I thought he was going to
He
be.
doesn't seem happy. But how do you... I wonder if it's how possible it is to even tell if he's, like, currently capturable after he's woken up. 'cause it doesn't
There should
seem-
be skulls.
Oh yeah, there are skulls, right, on the map.
Yep.
I was gonna say, like, his attack animations I don't think look particularly limpy once he's back in combat.
Nope.
Which one of the things that makes it
But
hard for me to tell.
If there's skulls
Ow.
popping off of him in combat, that means he is capturable.
Kind of just annoying him at the moment. Just bouncing around in the sky.
Let's see. Are there skulls?
There's skulls. Ow.
I'm not close enough yet, I
Ow.
think, to tell. Whee! I don't see him yet.
You don't see the skulls?
Nope.
On the map?
I'm trying to check. I don't see him.
Does the shock trap work on a lightning enemy?
Yeah, it does. I have shock trapped this guy plenty. Hit him a little bit more. Because he healed some while he was resting.
He swept us aside with his glamour.
Ow. Hurts. Oh, and I'm stunned. And ow. Luckily, I have really high-end armor, so I'm largely unkillable.
He
Stuns.
seems displeased about something. I'm not really sure what.
Yeah, he's pretty pissed. They tend to get a little bit more aggressive.
After we wake them up from their power nap.
Yeah. I'm trying to get close so I can maybe pop a shock trap down.
I mean, if you just put it in the middle of the room, he'll fall onto it. At
True.
some point, he'll just be running around and hit it.
Well, I think we might be able to trigger it. I'm not entirely sure. Damn it.
I usually
The
just
other problem is I try and put it down and he just stuns me.
I usually just hit him once. Oh shit, here it comes. Oh, he might kill me. Uh-oh. Aha! Aha!
Well, I've given him a distraction. Me.
I'm like, oh cool, I fell down here, I'll be safe now, I'll just get a chance to heal real quick. And then he just
Nope.
chased me.
He's a mean one. Dang it.
I'm paranoid because I don't really want to hit him because I'm worried they'll just drop. Although it still
think
give
he's
us the same stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if you kill him, it's not the end of the world. It's better than perpetuating it too much.
I had a heartbreaking expedition hunt where I was working down an enemy and then he just decided to despawn in the middle of the fight. I'm like, oh, that's
Yes.
welcome feature there. Happy that's in the game.
One of the first times I was just like, I'm brave. Let's go do a solo hunt. So I solo hunt a thing that you're going to find later called the Legiana. It's kind of like a big bird wyvern thing. It's cool. But it flew away as I like chopped its tail off, and it was like limping. It had skulls, and I'm like, okay, I'll just follow it. We've got a little bit of time left, and then it just never came back. And it's like Legiana's left the area, and I'm like, its wings were in tatters. It's gonna have to crawl out of here.
And it did.
It did. I was very pissed about this.
For me, it was extra without warning because Baroth just mid-fight decided to do the I'm underground now and now I don't exist anymore animation and just
Yeah,
left
that's part
the
of the
fight.
reason why I don't muck with expeditions unless I know, like, I've got the time.
Have you put down a shock trap?
I kind of gave up for a bit.
There it is.
Got him. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, yeah, close enough. Let's probably do that one more time. I'll switch to a weapon that I can use a little bit more effectively. So let's just go back to the camp.
I keep trying to carve up this thing that's very much still
I
alive.
do that all the time too. I'm just like, I can carve him. I'm just, wait, no, that's horrible. Horrible. So the best thing is
when
when you hit,
conscience, I will dissect you.
well,
alive.
Yeah. So when you hit high rank, whenever you capture a high rank monster, it will go back to your to like your base as like a special arena, and you can fight it again. And then you can capture it there if you wanted to. And you can more or less just bully this poor creature for like multiple fights if you're careful. And it's just mean.
Is there a capture all? Is there a take all items button that I'm missing somewhere?
Press and hold X. You'll like
Just
zip
hold it
through the
down.
list. Yep.
It's weird that there's a sell all but not take all, even though
I know.
it seems like every player ever will only take all. Everyone, like the first thing everyone was shouting was like, "Yeah, I'll never sell anything ever." Like nobody uses that feature or something. And yet there's a convenient sell all button.
I might be able to. I don't know.
Did you feel ripped off when they let you customize your palico and then a moment later they show you like a mega palico that you don't get to make?
Yes, the Swoloko.
I'm like,
I was
holy
I was
shit.
really disappointed when Swoloko showed up. I'm like, no, he's cool as shit.
I should have been attacking those wyverns while I was up there.
I mean, we can go fight them first. No rush.
Are you currently in this map?
I should be. I'm in the tent. I'm just switching to a weapon that will be faster.
Camp here would make our lives so much easier. Let's finish up
yeah,
so
you're
we can
around
get to it.
somewhere. I guess actually we're on an expedition now. Let's just go here. I'll go grab a gun. Let's just go kill.
Let's go murder
kill some birds.
things.
Yeah. Actually, if you do bother with ranged weapons, it seems like guns are a little bit more team-oriented. Bows seem to work a little bit better in, like, closer fights. Whoops, that's not the one. Let's see. Trying to think, where's the easiest spot to fight birds? Oh. Handy dandy map tells me.
Oh, are they actually on the map?
Yeah, so if you press up and down, it'll actually switch between different filters. Or not up and down, R1 and L1. And the filter's in the top right. So you can have all or small monsters is like the second to last one. We're looking for not Vespoids, Murnoses. Probably, yeah, it's Murnoses. Yep. The map feature in this game, like they did a really good job with it.
Finding lots of Jogras and Aptonoth.
They're probably on the upper couple of floors.
Yeah, I don't think they're on my map right now.
Okay. See if you can go to the ancient forest camp. Because it should be one of the things in the northeast that you have access to.
Oh, there's one. I think. Or is that wildlife? Or is that smaller wildlife? Oh, there's. Oh, never mind. There, I see it. Yeah, they're.
Oh yeah. Hello. All right, that should be one.
I saw that little insect that I saw. I'm not insect. I saw the little lizard flyer that landed on the wall, and I'm like, oh, there's one. And then I saw the actual one come in that's like 10 times larger. Like, oh, that's the wrong flying blue lizard. There's micro ones.
Blue lizard on the wall. Oh, I want it. It's very pretty.
Are you trying to net it?
Yeah, I was trying to net one of the little lizards because as you get further into the game, you get like a bigger house effectively, and you can put pets in it. So I have like a billion slots for pets. Oh,
I
hey,
assume
there's
that's the
Rathalos.
housekeeper guy that's like, you can't go in here, even though it says my house when you go there, and it's like, what? What do you mean I can't go there? Still, it already says my house.
Yep.
Ah, dragon.
Yep, Rathalos. We might be able to take him, but well, actually we could. We have unlimited lives while we're here. But I don't think we probably should.
That'd be probably jumping a bit ahead for me.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's fun to do it. I fought him in the beta and it was a struggle. Because everything was balanced weird.
I feel so taunted when I find a scale of a monster, but it's actually a tracking scale and not an actual scale, which is the physical item you can use for upgrades.
Well, no, if you pick up a... Sometimes when you do that, you actually pick up the physical scale.
Yeah, but plenty of times it just doesn't give it to you. And it's like, but it's a scale. I can see it. You said it was a scale.
Main problem is scales are kind of useless in the grand scheme of things. They're not very...
They're useless till you don't have them.
Well, they're generally the most common of like resources. So it's not like you're going to need, well, extra compared to like, I don't know, electrodes or something. That's what you need. Okay. So have you found another bird, or should I help you track it down? Because I'm just kind of wandering.
I've got a few of them here. I'm trying to hit them, which is not easy.
trying to see if I can find I don't know if we can find one.
There we go. Eventually I can do an air combo where I'll get them until they go down. But
my bow and I'm like,
constantly don't have ammo for my sling, and I'm like, oops, my bad.
yeah. I kind of wish like the basic ammo was free and it was kind of like an okay ranged weapon if you needed it. I think you only need a couple of parts, so probably don't need to spend too much time here.
I might have them already, I'm not sure.
Let's see. Can you check? If...
That's been a whole part of the experience so far is, can I look this thing up or not in this game? Oh, Rathlos is back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm using bow. Holy shit, I'm using bow from now on. Where am I going? I've escaped. Sweet. My character like side hopped all the way down to the bottom. Oh, hi. Rathlos knows I'm here.
Oh, weird. None of my current shortcuts have my camouflage on them. I had to figure out how to customize shortcut menus.
I'm going to die. Oh, wow. Wait. Did he just... You should probably leave, by the way. Rathlos is mean.
Wonderbot has fainted.
I didn't want to use any healing items. Seeing as we're on an expedition, it's like, what does it matter? Okay, let's see. I think you've probably got enough of what you need. And if you don't, they're really easy to find.
They use the Pokemon approach of like, oh, you never actually die. You just mysteriously become unconscious and wake somewhere else unharmed.
I like reading the Monster Hunter subreddit, actually, because people have some fun slang. Like, instead of dying, it's called getting carded. Because, you know, I mean, that's exactly what happens. Let's see. And so they were talking about like some of the really hard monsters like later on in the game carding like full teams of people, and I'm like, what are they talking about? Oh, that was kind of cool. Okay, so let's probably do one more, and then I think you got what you'll have what you need.
Probably.
Let's see.
It reminds me of what is it? What was it called? It reminds me of Salt and Sanctuary, where like they excuse your death as being like this nice passerby like drags you back to the sanctuary while you're unconscious and then robs you.
I don't think I remember that. I should get well, I don't know. I don't know if Shell would exactly be up for Salt and Sanctuary, but it'd be fun to try and get her to play it with me.
Doesn't she hate the art and the gameplay and every other part of the game?
Yeah, probably. We've just been playing Full Metal Furies lately, and it's like, local co-op is fun.
Yeah. And that's very exclusively local co-op too.
Yeah.
Not really a genre that's friendly to the idea of like input latency on a weird streamed video that's totally quote-unquote multiplayer.
Okay, I'm back at... Oh, I should probably... Well, no. I've gone back to one of the camps and started another investigation, if you want to,
Right, I have to work back, because even though we're in the same lobby, we still aren't, like, in a... Kind of aren't in a party?
Is dumb.
If in doubt, take a bite.
So did you... You probably weren't awake enough to see the, or you weren't awake at all to see the crazy moon last night?
I haven't even heard about the crazy moon.
Blue moon, super moon, and lunar eclipse. And it's like the first time it's happened in 100 years, I guess. I think it was, what, 1888? I think it was like the last time this happened. But so it really was just like a giant lunar eclipse that also just happened to be a blue moon. The problem was, by the time it started eclipsing, it was dawn, because we stayed up for it, and we're like, it's only like 2 more hours, whatever. And then it eclipsed, and then you just couldn't see it anymore, and we're like, well, this is dumb.
I guess the hype dies down when we just had a big hyped eclipse within the last year.
Yeah, well, that was a solar eclipse.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was a cool eclipse. Mostly, except for it started raining on us. Like, you know, we had this like beautiful view, and then the clouds came in, and it's like, oh, we're not going to be able to see this, are we?
so important that it was even in the YouTube Rewind.
For some reason.
Really?
Did you watch the YouTube Rewind? It's unwatchable.
No.
It's horrible.
I think I vaguely remember seeing like a little bit of it, seeing like half a second of Markiplier, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to be interesting.
They are appalling.
Yeah.
Like, the first one I ever saw was the one that was it Call Me Maybe and Gangnam Style. And it's like, okay, it's just a music video full of cameos. That's fine. It's like, I get it. Like, it's not like it makes sense as like a narrative or anything. It's just a music video, but like it was a watchable thing. Like, but now it is just noise and faces and screams, and I don't know what any of the references are or what we're even showing, and I can't recognize a person, but it also doesn't function as just a people on a music video. Weird. It's such a weird experience. And they've gotten progressively worse every year to like finally like climaxing with this one, which has like somebody remixing a train going around and fidget spinners, but then also like a whole sad section that's supposed to be like, look how sad society is because like this is a hard time for everybody, like a really weird solemn moment that has like, it might as well have like wartime footage playing because of how sad it suddenly gets in the middle of like all this like hype music stuff, and I'm like, what are you going for? This doesn't work for anyone.
I feel like a group of independent YouTubers should get together and make YouTube fast forward, where they just make something new that's like exactly the same style but not
YouTube
garbage.
fast forward is like a made-up version of next year's YouTube Rewind.
Exactly.
Like that, it's like that cut image is like, this is a meme from the future, you just don't get it yet.
I'd watch it. I'd probably watch it more than Rewind. I'd be like, eh. I mean, you make it well, who cares? Better than YouTube, which is just trying to cram. Also, doesn't help that... Did they lampshade the whole thing with, like, clips of Jimmy Kimmel and John Oliver or whatever?
It opens with, yeah, it's introduced by a talk show host, and it's like, oh boy, that's a little tone deaf, considering how people have been talking about talk show hosts for last year.
I can totally understand they're on YouTube, but at the same time, it's like, well, I mean, you want YouTube to just be the TV station. I guess that's where you go.
There's been a whole year of this narrative of YouTubers feeling betrayed about YouTube giving all these special conditions for talk show hosts on their platform, and then they open their annual review thing with a talk show host. I'm like, that's not the best move.
No, well, YouTube's been shit about PR for ever.
It's weird. It's not even PR. It's because we're not the public. Like, yeah, that the PR doesn't refer to us. It's like it's some sort of weird hybrid thing of internal / PR, because we're also not employees, but we're also not the public. But we've been getting along great for a couple of years now. About as well as me with this squirrel dragon that's really mad at me right now.
Yay, squirrel dragon.
Squirrel dragon is best dragon.
It's a fun enemy. It's actually one of those that I barely fought because we almost immediately went on from fighting this thing to just fighting the Anjanath. And then it was just like, well, there's the squirrel dragon.
It's the next story mission.
Yeah.
I'm trying to mount him and you're already on him. I didn't really plan that role. He just stopped moving. He was really tired.
Hammers
him out.
Wreck them. Yeah. If I hit him in the face, it effectively exhausts him.
You gave him a concussion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So like there are whole threads of people like discussing what is the preferred weapon to use on what part of a monster, and the answer is if it's a blunt weapon, let them go for the face because it knocks them right out. That does some serious harm too. Because I think I do like triple damage whenever I hit the head as opposed to the like usual double. Really fun on the bear off because like normally when you hit the bear off, your weapon just kind of like plinks off his face and it's like, oh yay.
Yeah, I have trouble hitting bear off in places that do proper damage because like his weak spots are right next to his giant not weak spots, seemingly.
Yeah,
like
and
it's like yeah,
go really high up, so good luck hitting that.
Yeah, the game seems to suggest that you should hit his front paws, and I'm like, how?
Yep.
They're surrounded by armor directions, and it's like I'm doing these sweeping attacks with my glaive, and I'm just bouncing off his head over and over again. I'm like, this isn't what I was going for. Ow.
That's why I started using the hammer. I'm like, well, if I'm gonna solo hunt this guy, I might as well just pick something that's going to break his face instead of just blink off of it.
Is it weird adjusting to a game where you don't use stamina to attack? But it does have a stamina meter.
I barely have to watch it generally. The only weapons you really have to care about it for are like to some degree I have to worry about it with my hammer because charging my hammer attacks costs stamina.
There's also every shield.
Yeah, but like if you've played Dark Souls ever, you realize the shields in this game are like laughably easy to use.
They last
like I was fighting in Diablos. Yeah, last forever and like the stamina drain isn't too bad. Main problem is just the main problem is you still take chip damage.
Yeah, I saw a video of somebody using a shield and this guy charges them like a truck. And they just hold their shield up and like a tiny bit of stamina goes away and that's it.
Yep.
It's like, that's all right, sure.
I had a Diablos, which is, I don't know if you've seen one yet.
Yeah.
But it's like a Rathlos with like crazy horns and it's a real rough boss. I decided to fight one solo and I was just like, let's block this. And he just comes bursting out of this like sand waterfall and just blink. And then my character turns around and puts away his weapon and it gets insta-gibbered by the guy. I'm like, well, that effect was kind of ruined. Oh, is he? Nope. I don't think he's ready yet.
I like the I spun too much animation.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I charged my attacks up.
He's limping.
He's limping. I don't see the skulls.
I mean, I can reveal a skull to you by more stabbing.
Yeah.
Mostly in the face where the skull is.
I actually had a dream about that before this game came out, that they like surprised everybody by like releasing a like stimulated organs and like actual like physiological damage. And I was just like,
just to traumatize some kids.
Yeah. Like, you know, hit them in the face enough and they get brain damage and they just, you know, don't react anymore. I'm like,
and they do,
oh.
and they become learning disabled.
Yeah. Then you kill them.
To a really real horrible place.
That was kind of the point where I'm like, this might be one of the first things I actually have to like age restrict on YouTube. And then I didn't. I was like, yes.
Your fictional dream.
Yeah. I have weird dreams about YouTube sometimes.
I usually just don't dream. Ever.
I don't dream generally either, but I've been getting more sleep lately, so I've been dreaming more often. And it either ranges from really cool to like kind of the forgot your pants at elementary school dreams of like YouTube career stuff. Like, oh, by the way, we've removed 100,000 subscribers from you.
How'd you invent negative numbers? Ow.
Well, this is for me. Back when I think I had just hit like 112 and I was like really excited for things.
I was just thinking in terms of like, yeah, good luck for me. It's like, try deleting 100,000 subscribers from this list. Ow. I hate just waking up with the sense of like I have to do so. I'm like I have a test I just remembered or something, or some school related thing of like I have responsibilities that I have shirked, and then it's always like, no, those are fictional responsibilities I haven't had for like 8 years.
I got really lucky with fictional, well, not fictional responsibilities, but going to art college is like, what's a test? Okay, this is probably a good spot.
One of those things where it makes me wonder, like, maybe, just maybe, there's something not great about the schooling system if it, like, emotionally scars us to the point where we still are afraid we're doing it wrong 10 years later.
Yeah. I'm sending us back to the base. You have to click in the right stick once. There you go. Because you could probably make your new chest plate.
Probably. And I will be this fly-ass, bloodborne, scaled bird thing.
Yeah.
As I try to fight the T-Rex.
He's rough. Trying to think if there's anything else that particularly helps.
Good gear is a starting point.
Yeah. No, that's true. I don't know. My solution was bring friends with shields. Shoot them instead. There are some fun ammo types in this game. They're very hard to use.
I was surprised when he went from like 0 to impossible.
Yes.
Like I thought he was a really easy fight until he started fire.
Yeah. He we were fighting a hard rank version of him actually, and he wiped 2 of us out with that like laser beam that he does. Which, you know, was an insta fail because you only get 2 and somebody had already got taken out. I was like, that's just mean.
Do you think can you even hurt his fire breathing ability until he starts using it? I spent the whole fight attacking his neck because the monster manual says that you should. But
if
then
you hit him
he did it anyway.
just as it's starting, if you hit him just as it's starting to glow, I believe that counts. Like, I believe that will do it. But that's the only thing I know about. I've never attempted it.
Have you seen much reason to even bother with bounties that aren't the easiest possible thing?
I usually prioritize the bounties that give you the most amount of armor spheres.
Because I come back here after every objective,
capture.
I just grab like the ones that's like kill 6 small animals, hunt 1 dude, pick up 3 mushrooms, because every single one of them gives you one. Every single one of them gives you 1 armor sphere, and then like you come back to town and you just grab a new one immediately again.
Yeah, I usually try and skip the ones that are like area specific. I've currently got 2 that are like go to the Rotten Vale, and I'm like, I don't really want to go to the Rotten Vale. I don't really have a choice, do I? Now I've got like 3 of them. I should probably go to the Rotten Vale.
I look like I'm wearing a chest piece that's made for a 3D model and for a female model and has like shadows for a female model, but then it's just plonked onto a male model.
Yeah.
Like weirdly like boob gradient-y. I need to figure out the parts that are even required for my Aqua Rod 2.
Let's see. I can tell you, actually.
Or even better, since I just got this lightning set, which gives me a bonus to lightning damage, I should switch to my Pulsar Rod, but I need the mineral for that. Which might be from a different chapter.
Okay. Let me see. Where's the Pulsar Rod?
Because the Pulsar Rod requires the Electrode, Claw, and Sack, but it also requires some mineral I don't have.
Let's see. Pulsar Rod 2?
Yeah.
Okay, you need the Coral Crystal, which is... you're gonna need to go to a completely different zone for that one.
That's what I was figuring, because I've definitely been mining.
Yeah.
I don't think I've made any... I don't think I have any omissions to find in my mining list.
So you're actually gonna have to fight Zora Magdaros before you get to upgrade that, which is kind of dumb. Yeah. And then for the Aqua Rod, let's see, the Aqua Rod is a little bit easier. What level is your Aqua Rod? Is it a 1, 2, or a 3?
Ranks 1 and 2 are the only things I have access to in this game right now.
Okay, so pretty much you just have to go fight a Geronidus for those. And then it's just Gajowskin and Sturdy Bone.
So
do you know which ones you're missing?
I'm missing a thing I don't know.
So 1, 2, 3, or 4?
1, I think. I'm trying to find something right now.
Let me figure out where you get Sturdy Bone from.
from the future zone. There it is. Category.
Bows are random. I don't know where you get those from.
I want to tell this game to remember my sorting options and just keep them.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
yeah,
dumb.
sort. I just want to sort glaives first, then equipped armor second.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
I
It'd be
do
nice
it
if you could actually
manually.
like stow weapons away so you could never see them. Because I've got like some old weapons that I'm never going to use, like my basic iron lance. I guess I could just sell it.
Yeah, you can sell them, I think.
Yeah, I guess I might as well go
Then
do
it'll
that.
be-
I'm probably not
then
going to use
it'll-
a lance.
And the items required to craft it are like stuff you probably have 100 of.
I actually... Oh, sell equipment. There it is. Okay, goodbye, Iron Lance. Goodbye, Match Slicers.
Ooh, prevents attacks from knocking you back during a jump. That's part of my spec. It's a good thing to get from this armor set. I get I get intercepted in midair when I do my jump attacks, and people just like swat me out of the air. I'm like, oh,
It
shit.
is frustrating. So
now
I
they
looked up
can't.
Sturdy Bone. You get Sturdy Bone from the same place that you get the coral ore.
So I can't get either of them until later in the
No.
story.
Unfortunately.
Well, now I've got what's currently considered high level for me armor set that doesn't have a massive deficiency against fire. So there's that.
Well, let's see. Do you need anything else? Because I don't want to drag you to anything that you don't want to do.
I think that's it. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna try Anjanath.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know if you ever want to do any other farming, because I don't really need old resources, but it's still kind of helpful to have, because I'm still trying to make my way through, like, every weapon.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to have, like, a high-tier version of each weapon, and I need, like, a lot of random garbage for it. It's kind of annoying. Okay. Well, have fun with that. I guess I'll just pop off TeamSpeak or different lobby, because I think I'm going to be playing with Durf and Bird later.
All right. See you later.
Luck.